Good evening and welcome to Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you 100 news and updates from the country and the world in 30 minutes. Let's begin. Prime Minister Narendra Modi embarked on an official visit to the United Kingdom on Wednesday afternoon. Prime Minister will be in the UK from the 23rd till the 24th of July. This is the fourth visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to United Kingdom. During his visit, Prime Minister will hold talks with his British counterpart Keir Starmer and also meet King Charles III. On the second leg of his two-nation visit, Prime Minister will visit Maldives from the 25th of July to the 26th of it at the invitation of President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also take part in the 60th Independence Day celebrations of Maldives. India and the UK will sign a free trade agreement on Thursday during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's UK visit, as per the officials. The Election Commission of India begins preparations for the 2025 vice presidential elections. The scheduled announcement will follow soon after completing preparatory activities, ensuring a smooth electoral process. On day 3 of the monsoon session of the Indian Parliament, Lok Sabha, or the lower house of the Parliament, began its business with the question hour. The Speaker repeatedly requested the opposition parties to cooperate and help the House function, but they did not relent. Replying to a question regarding railway projects under Bihar package, Union Minister for Railways Ashwini Vaishnaw shared details of development works in Bihar, saying that under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, Bihar has got historic benefits in the railway sector. Union Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports Mansukh Mandavia introduced the National Sports Governance Bill 2025 and the National Anti-Doping Amendment Bill 2025. Both the houses were adjourned for the day amid uproar by the opposition parties. The Indian Air Force will retire its iconic MiG-21 jet on September 19 at Chandigarh Air Base, ending a 62-year-old legacy marked by failure and recent age-related crashes. India rebukes Pakistan at the UNSC for raising Kashmir issue and Indus Waters Treaty objections. Ambassador Harish Parvataneni slammed Pakistan's terrorism link, reaffirming India's commitment to multilateralism and peaceful dispute resolution. At the UNSC, India's ambassador countered Pakistan's Kashmir and Indus Waters Treaty claim, condemning its terrorism ties and fanaticism while emphasizing peaceful dispute settlement through multilateral efforts. India extends support to Bangladesh after a deadly fighter jet crashed, killed 31, mostly children. A team of burn specialists is en route to Dhaka to aid the victims. Following Bangladesh's first air disaster, India dispatches medical experts to Dhaka. The team will assess victims of the jet crash and recommend treatments with possible transfers to India. Indian Air Force has launched a major drill in Rajasthan near Pakistan border involving Rafale, Mirage 2000, Sukhoi 30 and air defense systems to boost combat readiness amid rising cross-border tensions. Goa shipyard launched Samudra Prachit, Indian Coast Guard's second indigenous pollution control vessel on Wednesday, enhancing oil spill response and marine protection with advanced technology. India is observing its National Broadcasting Day today on the 23rd of July in the year 1927. The first ever radio broadcast in the country went on air from Bombay station under Indian Broadcasting Company. India honors Pal Gangadhar Tilak, born on the 23rd of July in the year 1856. The Lokmanya and maker of modern India, championed Swaraj, Swadeshi and boycott movements, inspiring the nation's fight for independence. India remembers Chandrasekhar Azad, born on the 23rd of July in the year 1906. His fearless courage and sacrifice for freedom, vowing never to be captured, inspire generations as a symbol of resistance against colonial rule. Revered theatre actor Ratan Thiyam has passed away at the age of 77. The Padma Shri awardee's fusion of Manipuri art and modern theatre reshaped Indian stagecraft, earning global acclaim for his visionary work. India's Enforcement Directorate filed a FEMA case against Myntra and directors for 1,654 crore rupees FDI violation, alleging multi-brand retail trade disguised as wholesale, breaching India's FDI policy. In business, India's BSE Sensex closed at 82,726.64, up 539.83 points or 0.66%. NSE Nifty 50 closed at 25,219, up 159 points or 0.63%. As of the 23rd of July, the Indian rupee closed at 86.37 against the US dollar, depreciating by 7 paise on the day. Tokyo stocks soared over 3% as Japan secured a US trade deal, slashing tariffs on cars to 15%, boosting the automakers like Toyota that jumped 14% and investors' confidence as well. Japan's $550 billion in investment in the US, part of a trade deal, aims to create jobs by lowering tariffs on goods to 15%, though steel-aluminium levies remain unchanged. Nikkei hit a one-year high after Japan's trade deal with the US reduced auto tariffs to 15%, with Philippines, Indonesia also securing lower tariffs, boosting Asian markets. Japanese shares surged to a one-year high on Wednesday as the country struck a trade deal with the United States that lowers tariffs on its autos. Japan's Nikkei Open's new tab bolted 3.7% higher as shares of automakers surged. South Korean automakers also rallied as Japan deal fueled optimism over potential progress in tariff negotiations. Norwegian energy company said on Wednesday that its giant offshore wind project in New York, once halted by the US administration, had lost nearly $1 billion in value following regulatory changes and tariffs. US President Donald Trump on Tuesday announced a trade deal with Japan that includes a 15% tariff that will be levied on the US imports from the country. While speaking at an event at the White House, Trump said that Japan will form a joint venture with the US for LNG in Alaska. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said that Japan will open its economy to US goods, including with cars, trucks, rice, and certain agricultural products. Trump added that representatives from the European Union are coming for trade negotiations with the United States on Wednesday. Donald Trump's post made no mention of easing tariffs on Japanese automobiles. In a letter sent to Japan this month, Trump threatened a 25% tariff on the country's exports to the US if there wasn't a new trade deal struck before the 1st of August. Reacting to Trump's decision, Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba said on Wednesday that the US auto tariffs would be cut off to 15% from 25% after the two countries reached a trade deal. Ukrainian and Russian officials are meeting in Istanbul for a third round of peace talks, their first meeting in more than 7 weeks amid US pressure to reach a ceasefire. Ukraine and Russia resumed peace talks. However, Moscow's territorial demands stall progress despite prisoner exchange agreements. Ukraine's Zelensky pushes for ceasefire in Istanbul talks with Russia on Wednesday, urging Putin for direct meeting as drone attacks escalate, but Kremlin downplays breakthrough hopes. After stalled June negotiations, Ukraine talks are focusing on prisoner swaps, child repatriation amid ongoing aerial assaults. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky assured on Wednesday that the country's anti-corruption infrastructure will remain functional despite recent changes aimed at removing Russian influences. Zelensky's comments came after signing a controversial bill that revokes the autonomy of 2 anti-corruption agencies, a move critics argue could lead to a government interference in corruption investigations. UN spokesperson Stéphane Dujarric expressed regret over President Trump's decision to withdraw the US from UNESCO, a move condemned by the UN officials. Russia began large-scale naval drills on Wednesday involving over 150 vessels and 15,000 personnel across the Pacific, Arctic, Baltic and Caspian seas. Britain imposed sanctions on 24 individuals and 1 company involving in people smuggling, aiming to curb migrant arrivals on small ports. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum announced that 14 Mexican nationals are being held at the U.S. Alligator Alcatraz detention center and the government is seeking their repatriation. Rescue operations continued at the Lumera artisanal gold mine in eastern Congo after a shaft collapse over the weekend trapped miners underground. The mine remains sealed for safety inspections with mining operations suspended until Thursday. Gambia reported an outbreak of Mpox with detection of a single case as several nearby countries have recorded recent increase in infections. South Korea saw an increase in newborns for the 11th consecutive month in May, marking the highest growth rate for the month in 14 years. Time to take a short break. We'll be right back.
This week on Defense Dynamics, India flexes its missile muscle. 3 major test firings in just 24 hours. What's the message? Apache helicopters roar into Jodhpur, India's strike power on the Western Front. Neoma airfield in Ladakh to get commissioned soon. Why it is being called India's strategic launchpad in the Himalayas. And sectarian clashes erupt in Syria. What's fueling the Druze-Bedouin conflict? Catch it all this Wednesday at 8 p.m. IST only on DD India.
Welcome back after that short break. You're watching Express News. Let's continue. Heavy rains have caused widespread flooding in southern Mexico City, prompting rescue teams to assist stranded drivers and clear blocked drains. Flooding hit Thailand's northern province of Nan on Wednesday following tropical storm Vipa's passage. Thailand's meteorological department has warned of continued heavy rainfall, with northeastern provinces expected to experience the worst of the conditions in coming days. Severe flooding across the Philippines, triggered by multiple weather systems, has claimed at least 7 lives and affected over 1.4 million residents as of Wednesday. Soaring temperatures across the Balkan region have fueled wildfires in Albania, where firefighters are using both aerial and ground resources to combat the blaze. Heavy rain battered parts of Delhi NCR on Wednesday, prompting the Indian Meteorological Department to issue an orange alert for more showers throughout the day. Rain continued to lash Doordarshan city in Jammu and Kashmir, enhancing the region's scenic beauty. The Indian Meteorological Department has issued a red alert for Goa on the 24th of July, warning of heavy to extremely heavy rainfall and gusty winds reaching speeds of up to 60 kilometers per hour. The IMD has predicted heavy rainfall this week, especially across southern states including Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana and coastal Andhra Pradesh. Western central India, including Maharashtra, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh, are expected to receive intense showers through the 28th of July. On Wednesday, millions across India are celebrating Sawan Shivratri, a major Hindu festival honoring Lord Shiva. Temples such as Kashi, Vishwanath and Kedarnath witnessed massive gatherings of devotees. On the occasion of Sawan Shivratri, devotees observe fast and offer prayers, while rituals like Belpatra offering and Gangajal Abhishek are also performed at temples. Once extinct in Denmark, the white stork is making a comeback. In 2025, 33 nestlings were born to 13 nesting pairs, the highest count since 1980s. Brazil resident Flavio Gomes has launched the Horta na Favela, a rooftop farming project turning waste into food. The project aims to combat hunger and promote sustainability. The project empowers residents by providing knowledge in agroecology and fish farming, enabling them to generate income and improve food security. The National Ballet of Japan performs in the UK for the first time, staging Giselle at London's Royal Opera House. Directed by Miyako Yoshida, the production marks her return to Covent Garden. Created in 1841, Giselle tells the love story of young peasant girl Giselle who gets deceived by a nobleman and ends up dying due to a broken heart. This year, dancer Yui Unizawa stars as Giselle. After 700 years, St. Vitus Cathedral in Prague is closer to completion as workers install a 6,000-pipe organ built by Spain's Gerhard Brandsink. The instrument replaces the 1932 organ whose sound couldn't fill the basilica. In Albania's region, farmers are adapting to climate change by growing exotic fruits such as passion fruit, guava, dragon fruit and kivenu. Rising temperatures and labour shortages have pushed agriculture to diversify. While exotic fruits offer new income streams, transport cost and freshness remain hurdles for Albanian farmers exporting to Europe. In Australia's largest wine grape region, growers face collapse amid financial losses, frosts and a global demand drop. Now, drought is driving up water prices, forcing growers to use more water. The Integral E, France's first 100% electric aircraft, is carrying out a test flight near Toulouse, supported by funding from carbon credits. The two-seater is part of a strategy to decarbonize French aviation. A Scottish-based partnership is deploying portable 5G network that can be set up on fields, giving the farmers the technology they need, even in the most rural areas. The project, led by several research institutions and tech companies, will allow the robots to perform precision tasks such as monitoring crop health, applying fertilizer and detecting pests. Alexandria, Egypt's historic coastal city, is facing a dual crisis of coastal erosion and dilapidated buildings, many at the risk of collapse. Experts warn that rising sea levels are eroding buildings from below. The production of All of Us Are Dead Season 2 has officially begun. The Korean zombie thriller returns with a new cast and storyline. Actor Johnny Depp teams up with Ridley Scott for a new graphic series novel named Hyde, based on the Robert Louis Stevenson novel Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. British singer Ed Sheeran revealed his upcoming Loop tour kicking off in January 2026 via an Instagram post. Over 20 years later, the iconic duo of Freaky Friday, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan, reunite at the world premiere in Los Angeles for the film Freakier Friday. Ozzy Osbourne, lead singer of Black Sabbath, has died at the age of 76 after a long battle with Parkinson's disease. Iranian filmmaker Jafar Panahi named the Asian Filmmaker of the Year at the 30th Busan International Film Festival. Elton John mourned Ozzy Osbourne's death, calling him a trailblazer and paying an emotional tribute to his legacy. The first look of Avatar 3 antagonist is out now. Varang, played by Una Chaplin, the fierce leader of Ashen Clan, was revealed on the official Avatar X account. Prime Video announced Too Much with Kajol and Twinkle, a new talk show conceptualized by Twinkle Khanna and hosted with Kajol, featuring top Bollywood guests. New Tamil film Karuppa starring Surya gives a sneak peek into the fast-paced action as a lawyer. With the series on the line, all eyes now shift to Old Trafford in Manchester, where England and India are locking horns in the crucial fourth test. England lead the 5-match series by 2-1, making it a do-or-die test match for India. Josh Inglis and Cameron Green smashed unbeaten half-centuries to secure Australia an 8-wicket victory in the second T20I. Anthony Russell bid farewell to international cricket on Tuesday, receiving a guard of honour from both West Indies and Australian players. India capped off a successful visit to England to clinch the ODI series by 2-1 after securing a 13-run victory in the third and final ODI in Durham. Indian skipper Harmanpreet Kaur became the first visiting batter to score 3 women ODI centuries in England. Indian shuttler PV Sindhu beat 6th seed Tomoka Miyazaki of Japan to reach the round of 16 of China Open. India's Satvik and Chirag beat Japan's Kenya and Hiroki to enter round of 16 of China Open. England pulled off a stunning comeback in extra time to beat Italy by 2-1 and reach Women's European Championship final. Spain will face Germany in their Euro 2025 semi-final on Wednesday. Kylian Mbappe is expected to wear the number 10 shirt for Real Madrid starting in the 2025-26 season. In FIDE Women's World Cup, Grandmaster Koneru Humpy held China's Ding Lei to a draw in Game 1 of the semi-final round. In another semi-final, Divya Deshmukh held former Women's World Champion Song Ki to a draw as well. Frances Valentine secured a nail-biting victory in the stage of 16 at Tour de France. And Pogacar still leads in the overall standing, edging closer to a fourth Tour title after stage 16. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere. Keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.